everybody, it's JP Blends, and in this tutorial I'll be doing a mid drop fade and I'll be showing you how to cut someone that's growing a tail. So I'm starting this haircut off by separating the top from the sides so it can be easier when I start doing the fade. You want to make sure to get the tail out of the way of the clippers. In this case, I just pin it up on the top of the client's head because the hair on top is long enough that I can do so. When you set in the initial bald line, you want to set it in exactly the same. You want to visualize it and you want to pretend that the tail's not there. You want to set it in exactly the same as if the tail was not there. Alright, so here's a little trick. What I do is I take my middle finger and I put down the client's ear, and then I go in with the trimmer and I trim the hairs that are near the tail. That makes it easy to hold the ear out of the way while trimming those hairs down. And setting in the bald line on the other side is the exact same thing. You want to follow the exact same shape as the other side. I'll just go ahead and speed through this part. Once I get to this point right here with the Andis shaver or any electric shaver, I like to just do downward strokes because it begins to leave a harsh line if I don't do this. So this is the technique I use to transition the baldness to the rest of the fade. With the lever all the way open, I'm setting in my initial guideline about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and I'm making sure to stay consistently around the head. I feel like it makes a better transition when I bump the bottom line up a little bit with the trimmer. To begin to blend out that bottom line, I'm closing the lever all the way on the clipper and I just bump it up a little less than 1/4 inch. I now open the clipper to the second notch and I'm bumping up that bottom line up about a little less than 1/4 inch again. I open the clipper one last time to the halfway point and I bump up that bottom line one more time with the corner to blend it out completely. I'm bumping it up a little bit more with the lever all the way open because I feel like with the previous step, we went a little too high with the lever halfway open. So now with the lever all the way open and the one guard attached, you want to create another guideline about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, a little bit closer to 1 inch, just to get a nicer transition. With the half guard and the lever all the way open, I'm basically using the corner to blend out that middle line, and I'm staying right below where we left off with that one guard open. I recommend constantly combing the hair down with some soft bristle brush just to get the hairs out of the way, make it easier to see what you're doing. Now I close the lever up about halfway and I'm staying right underneath where we left off with the previous step, and I'm just using the corner to continue to blend out that bottom line. Closing the lever all the way with the half guard, I'm attacking anything that's left of that line, that middle line that we had seen. We're just basically using the corner to soften anything up or take out any dark spots at this point. Continuing to fade up, we're using the 2 guard with the lever all the way open, and we're just giving the haircut some shape at this point. We're just flicking up and out in that section right above where we left off with that number 1 guard open. Using clipper over comb technique, basically just blending that 2 guard open to the top of the hair, and make sure to be careful with this step because you could really patch somebody's hair up, and make sure you point the teeth straight upwards and you use the lever all the way open on your machine to avoid cutting off too much hair at once. So now to blend that middle area between the 1 guard open and the 2 guard open, I use the number 1.5 guard all the way open and I stay right below the 2 guard open in length. And if there's still any bit of darkness underneath that, just close the lever all the way on the 1.5 guard and just attack it with the corners. If there's still any darkness below that, then you want to just do some detailing with the number 1 guard all the way open and just stack your guards, go down or blend up. Just detail the cut, whatever you think would make those dark spots go away. Notice how here I'm really separating the tail hairs and the rest of the hairs that I'm going to be creating the fade with. This is really important because your client will notice if you cut off any tail hairs or if you leave any hairs. So just make sure to take your time and create like a square like shape around the tail, and make sure to separate those hairs and just be really organized. The straighter your parts and the straighter your lines, the more the haircut will pop and the better it'll look. And when fading out this other side is basically the exact same steps as the previous side, so I'm gonna just be speeding through this side. Notice that here I try to knock down any little hairs that are below the tail just to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing right here. Same thing on the back side of the tail. I'm basically separating all the hairs from the tail, and I'm even pinning them up just to stay organized and continue to give that tail that straight part. Notice that right here I saw a really long hair and I knew it belonged to the tail, so make sure you don't just cut it off. Make sure you preserve all the hairs that are in the tail. Make sure to just pin it up real quick. Your client will really appreciate this. What the hell is this guy doing right here? Look at him. My clients lineup, I don't like creating the little baby hairs or whatever. I kind of just leave it as natural as possible, line up the corners. That's pretty much about it. My boy was really feeling himself.
Just got faded.
So let me remind you how crazy he looked before, and then boom, this is how he looked after. Thank you very much for tuning in and staying till the end. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, Comment down below what you want to see in the next video. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.